Welcome back to the farm.
Welcome back to the farm. Today's video is a little bit of a garden tour, I guess you could say. So let's just get right into the video. Alright, so starting off, we're going to start off with our little garden up here. So our first two rows are our tomato plants. As you can see, we actually have a couple of cherry tomatoes that look almost ready. We've got a bunch of regular like Roma tomatoes and slicers, and I don't even know what else we have here. We've got a whole bunch of different kinds. Alright, so moving on are our pepper plants. So most of these are hot peppers on this side, and we've got some banana peppers all the way on the end. These are most of our bell pepper plants. So we've got a few little bell peppers coming. I picked two the other night that were ready for harvest. Looks like we got an odd looking one over here. This weird looking one. I don't know what that is really, but oh well. So then all the way at the end, we've got some banana peppers, and there's some habanero peppers and chili peppers, or I honestly don't even know what else is in here. We've got a whole bunch of different kind of hot peppers. All right, so we got a little bit of change of light because it's a little bit later on in the day. I had to stop for a little bit, but next two rows, it is a mixture of cabbage and cauliflower and artichokes as well.
So I'm not sure how I keep on doing this, but I keep on saying either artichoke or asparagus when really I mean Brussels sprouts. So we didn't plant artichokes, we planted Brussels sprouts. And I mentioned this a couple other times I think, so whenever I say artichokes, I mean Brussels sprouts.
So we got some cabbage right here, and then all this row. And then these last three, these are all cauliflower, and these were cauliflower that we had planted that had already started. And then all of these to this one, these are all artichokes. So I'm really interested to see how these grow. I've never actually seen how artichokes grow, I guess. But yeah, those are all artichokes. And then these plants and these ones all the way down there to right up here, you can kind of see where it ends. Those are the rest of the cabbage, which you'll see most of them are in the big garden. And some of these are more of an early cabbage, so you can see that they're already forming the little balls of cabbage, which is pretty exciting. And then this whole row and the end of this row, this is all broccoli that we planted by seed. We went to so many different stores to find broccoli that had already been started, and I had only found one single plant of broccoli, so we just decided to do by seeds, and it looks like these first few holes just didn't take other than those two right there, so a little disappointing, but it's what happens. And then this row right here, this is all cauliflower. Oh, this row right here. This is all cauliflower by seed because cauliflower is a one-time producing plant. So we figured the row and a half, or not even, or just over a row of cauliflower that we have as plants, we figured that was not enough. So we did a whole nother row of cauliflower seed. And then this whole row here, these are all pole beans. And as you can kind of see, we've got like a fence going on here, and basically what pole beans are, they grow very, very tall, the plants do, and then they have super long beans, which will be really interesting to see. My uncle wanted to plant these for canning, I believe, so got a whole row of pole beans. And then this one's a little hard to see again because of the weeds. I had weed whacked all through here like last week or something, and I just couldn't tell the difference between the two rows here, so I didn't weed whack in between. But this whole row here are our beets. You can kind of see over here, got some beets starting to stick up. I was weeding here the other day, and it was getting kind of difficult to weed because it started pulling up the plants with it. So got a little frustrating, so I kind of just stopped. But tons of weeding to do in here as well. So again, just don't mind the weeds, and you'll really see it once we get to the big garden. It's gotten kind of bad. All right, our next uncovered row, these are all radishes, and these are what these plants look like. I was weeding here again the other day. I got pretty far down, and then way towards the end, I kind of got confused of whether or not it was a different type of beet or if it was weeds, so I just kind of stopped weeding. But yeah, this whole row is beets.
I must have been real tired or something because, as you just have noticed, I said beets instead of radishes. So I apologize, but that whole row was radishes, not beets.
All right, and our final row of the small garden, these are all carrots, and I'm honestly super excited for carrots. I'm really hoping they come up because I've heard that carrots are super difficult to grow, but you can kind of tell there are two different rows here basically. So this whole row, these are all those Danvers 126 carrots. They're just normal orange carrots. And then this whole row, these are all those yellow carrots, and I am super excited for those yellow carrots. I can't wait. I personally love carrots so much, and these yellow carrots just sounded really, really good on the website, so I am really, really excited for those. All right, so now on to our big garden, which you have probably seen majority of so far. All right, so sorry about the wind if you do hear any. Like I had mentioned before, we're kind of just in this open area, so we do get quite a bit of wind down here. But starting off, we have got our hops on the far north side. My uncle homebrews, so we are growing these for him and his beer. And I honestly don't know a whole lot about hops, but I do know that down here is where the hops are growing. So like where all these streams are, that's where all hops are growing right now. All right, so then our first like official row, I guess you could say, in our big garden, we have got cabbage, and then all the way down at the end we've got eggplant, which we'll make our way down there. But what actually had happened was I had started planting these out here, and these all started out as plants, and I made it pretty far down, and then I guess I thought we didn't have any more cabbage, but apparently we did. So that's why there are some in the smaller garden. All right, so then at the end of the row, as you can see, we've got some eggplant plants, and I have actually harvested one pretty big one. It looks like we've got another, you can see in there, got another pretty decent sized one in there that I'll probably harvest here soon. Got another one growing in there, a couple small ones. All right, then moving on, we've got our second row here, and don't mind all the weeds. I kind of have fallen behind on weeding and taking care of all this stuff on the side of the roads. But at the end of the row here, we have got some honey-dew melons. And then at the top of the row, we've got our summer squash. So we've got patty pans, as you can see down there. I just harvested one last night. I got a pretty decent size. And then these first 9, I believe, plants, we have these Zephyr, I believe, summer squash. And that's basically what they look like. I also just picked one of these last night, so we should have a bunch more coming. There's a bunch more flowers on these as well. So this next whole row is zucchini, and we have actually had about 4 zucchini that I have picked now. All right, so then these next 2 rows, these are both tip-top squash, which is just a type of acorn squash, and these still have a little while to go. But we've got a ton of flowers on these, so I'm sure we'll have a ton of acorn squash. All right, so then this next row, this is our jester squash, which is basically a striped acorn. I remember when we grew these years ago, not a whole lot of people had heard about them, but we sold a bunch of them, so this whole row is that. Alrighty, then this next whole row, these are all our bush beans, which are basically just regular green beans. And as you can see, we've got a ton ready to pick, so that's what I'm actually going to be doing later today. All right, then these next 2 rows, these are our cucumbers, which unfortunately are not looking too hot at all. This is probably the biggest plant we have for our cucumbers, so we probably won't be getting a whole lot, but we'll at least be getting some. But yeah, they're kind of sad this year. All right, so then this next row, this is our sunshine squash. And I really have not checked these because majority of the stuff we plant, especially on this side of the field, is all mainly a fall or late summer kind of vegetable or fruit, I guess. But I was just taking a look over here as I was walking over here, and we've got one little one right there, and we've got another one, kind of see right there, and I'm sure if I go along the row we've got a bunch others. So yeah, they're already coming, which is pretty dang cool. All right, so then this next row are our pie pumpkins, and again, these are gonna be more of like a fall, late summer vegetable. So really haven't been checking these. All right, and then our next row is spaghetti squash, which again, you can't really see a whole lot because of all of our weeds. And then this whole row is buttercup squash, and again, you can kind of tell all the vines kind of peeking out. All right, and then this whole next row, this is all cantaloupe. Sarah's Choice cantaloupe, and we got a little baby cantaloupe growing over there. It's so cute. All right, and then for our last two covered rows, these are both our watermelon, which I am super excited for, not only because I love watermelon, but we've always had super big watermelons in the past. All right, and then this is the first uncovered row up here, but these are all of our potatoes, and these are basically ready to be dug up from what I have been told and I've read, because these are all kind of wilted. You can see these leaves are kind of wilted. That means that they are ready to be dug up. Oh, and look at it. Got a little potato sticking out right there. All right, and then our final and very weedy row are our onions. So here's a little update on those. You can kind of tell we've got some onions. They're all starting to stick up. My dad said that they should be ready in about August. So you can kind of, I mean, they're sticking up, but they're still pretty small. So once they get bigger, then we'll be able to pick them up. So those are our gardens right now. I've been through all of my pre-filmed footage. So now I'm going along the list of video ideas that I have created. We'll see how good they get. It has been a little bit hard to record. Lost a little bit of motivation in there, just kind of been really tired, and I have like a bad back right now. Like, it's just, I stepped on some nails the other day, so now my foot hurts really bad. And I also started a job, so it's been a little bit busy, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna try to do a video a week. I tried to do that last week and it didn't really work, but I'm going to try to do that from now on. It's currently July 13th, 14th, 15th. I don't know anymore. I lose track very easily. And I'm really hoping to make it to the farmer's market next week. If you're watching this and it's current time or whatever, we've still got a bunch of chickens for sale. So if you're in southern Minnesota or northern Iowa, comment below or go to our Facebook page and send us a message on there saying, hey, I want some chickens. I can get you some chickens in. They're all frozen. They're really good. If you go, like I said, onto our Facebook page, I've got some pictures up on there of a chicken that I cooked. And let me tell you, I've never cooked a whole chicken before, but I was thoroughly impressed with my, I don't know if I want to call it skills, but my chicken, I guess. It actually turned out really good. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, again, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And like normal, I'll post our Instagram and Facebook links down below. Go follow those if you have either one of them. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.